Hey guys, we attended the UK premiere of Venom: The Last Dance on Wednesday and had the opportunity to watch the movie before it's released in cinemas on Friday. We've already done a non-spoiler review, so if you're interested in watching that or don't want to hear any spoilers whatsoever, then please watch it as you're definitely going to hear spoilers in this. So, yeah, and we're going to talk about the credits too. So, non-spoiler review if you want to avoid all of that. But before we start, please like and subscribe and comment down below with your thoughts on the movie. So, this is a Venom movie. So, what are you expecting to see? Venom and Eddie. And, oh, I love them both. They're such a great duo. I love them. I it's kind of sad to think that this is going to be the last one of the trilogy, whether that means they'll make another trilogy or whether Venom and will appear in another movie or whatever it is. But it's really sad because I've really enjoyed just getting to see them grow and come together and like properly bond. Like I think in this movie we can say they have properly bonded. Like
Yeah.
they are one whole, like one person, one being. Like oh, and they had so many great scenes, like funny scenes, but also quite emotional scenes. Like that ending of like Venom, like, grabbing that bit to like put over Eddie so that he wouldn't get splattered. Like,
Mm.
oh, I can't. But honestly, that's what I liked in this movie. Just getting to see both of them. And if you like getting to see Venom and Eddie interact and see what they get up to, then this is for you because this is basically just them going on an adventure, trying to run away from the US government, but also from Knull. So they're just
Mm.
running away. And that's what this movie is. So yeah, there were so many great scenes of both of them together. I don't want to name all of them, but like some of them, like that last scene I was talking about, that ending, like both of them, But also they talk about what they want to do, like want to see a Statue of Liberty, and oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna miss it. I really hope this is not the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of other characters, standout for me, apart from them, was Mrs. Chen, and just
Mm.
seeing her and Venom on the dance floor. What on earth? Dancing to Dancing Queen. Oh man, it's made my day. That was like one of the
Yeah.
best scenes ever from this movie. And as soon as this movie, like, we get official proper clips, I'm gonna be watching that scene on repeat because for me, for Venom 2, it was the breakfast scene. Actually, you know what? In this movie, the margarita scene was pretty cool as well. And it's not
Mm.
margarita, I mean the tequila scene. That was really good as well. Oh yeah, Mrs. Chen was just really good. It was just nice getting to see a bit more of her, and I'm really glad that they
Mm.
included her. In terms of the family, we thought the lizard was coming. Lizard isn't coming.
Mm.
Kind of a bit of a bummer, but anyway.
Yeah.
The character though, Martin is just absolutely amazing. I loved him and
Yeah.
his family as well. I loved his son, but Martin was just so funny, and him coming up with the gun trying to save Eddie. Was it Eddie? I think it was Eddie. Yeah, like
Mm.
that bit at the ending was it was so good. In terms of the symbiotes, I was really glad because that we got to see like quite a few different ones because so far we saw Riot in the first one and we saw Carnage in the second one, and now we see a lot more like Agony, Toxin, Lasher, Scream, and a lot more. But they were everywhere, and you just can't keep an eye on them because they're literally just
Yeah.
trying to save Venom and Eddie so that Knull doesn't get free. So yeah, it was just really nice getting to see them, and I really wish that we could discover more about them because it felt quite
Mm.
rushed. Like they were just in that fight scene. We didn't actually get that, interaction with them properly. Like we got a bit with Detective Mulligan's symbiote, but not really that much. So yeah, like as much as it was great getting to see them all come together in that final fight and stuff, like it still wasn't enough to like us for us to like really get to know them or like really understand. Like because I know like these different symbiotes will have different like skill sets and stuff, and we didn't really get to see that, so it was a bit of a shame because it
Mm.
felt quite rushed. But I don't know how they could have incorporated it in. But anyway, that's not for me to figure out. That's for the writers and everybody else to figure out. But yeah, bit of a shame. In terms of the other characters, we had Rex, who's a soldier, and we had Teddy, and we had another girl. I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't remember your name.
Can we call her Christmas girl? Because she's got that Christmas
Christmas girl.
badge.
Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you. Christmas girl. yeah, I don't know, every time I saw Christmas Girl, like she always had this like weird look on her face, like she was up to something, and I don't know, I don't know. But yeah, in terms of those three characters, like they were great supporting characters, and it was really nice getting to see them, especially like when they bonded with the symbiotes, apart from Rex. But yeah, again, like I didn't really grow much of an attachment. Like if they were to not appear in the next movie, I wouldn't be surprised because like I didn't really grow attached to them. And
Yeah.
that's why I missed Annie and Dan. Like, where were they? Like, you
Mm.
would expect. I mean, it makes sense that they wouldn't be here because this is like Eddie running away. Like, why would he endanger them? But it was a shame because this is the last of the trilogy, and how can you not have those two key characters that were there from the beginning in this movie? But yeah, and just generally about characters, like they were great. It wasn't like a massive cast or anything. It was like really small, and it's just mainly at the front, Venom and Eddie, as it should be, because it's their movie. But yeah, action scenes. I think we got quite a few. I wouldn't say we
Mm.
got enough. I would have liked to seen a bit more, like at least some sort of like proper loss or something. Because I feel like
Yeah.
again, I think I said this in the Deadpool one, but there were no stakes. There wasn't like any like, I get it the stakes for like Venom and Symbiote, but I didn't feel like there was like much, if that makes sense. Like I feel like there was
Mm.
no loss or anything until right at the end, which yeah, but we're not talking about right at the end. We're just talking about generally. But yeah, the action scenes, they were great. It was just nice getting to see, these fight scenes, especially the final fight. Like that scene was really good. I loved it. The horse scene as well, like Venom,
Oh
bonding with
God,
the
yeah.
horse, like that was crazy. I love that. But yeah, I think apart from a lack of like character like bonding and stuff with this movie. I think it really did have a villain problem.
Mm.
So we're introduced like as soon as the movie starts, we're introduced to Knull, and we hear what he wants. He wants the codex so that he can be set free because the symbiotes trapped him. And who has the codex? Venom and Eddie, and that's why they're on the run. And we don't really get to see Knull, which makes sense because he's trapped. But it kind of made like the movie seem very villainless. Like
Mm.
he was just in the background. He was lurking there. He was somewhere. He's like in a box. We can't get to that box. But yeah, I mean, I get it because I've heard like what the director has said. Like they're setting up now, and like this is just the beginning for him. But
Mm.
it is quite a shame because like I really wanted to see some interaction or something at least. But yeah, it's a shame. But in terms of the ending, I mean, hopefully you've watched the movie or you've probably already heard it from someone else or whatever. But yeah, Venom does die.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, it was so sad. Not that I cried or anything like it wasn't that emotional. It wasn't like Yondu level for me, but so that's a
Oh,
different
okay.
thing. But yeah, it was just really sad because when Eddie wakes up, he's like, buddy, buddy. And I'm like, oh no. And then he relives all the moments they had together, and that scene just got to me. And I was like, oh my God, no. How could they do this? Like, how could they end the movie and kill Venom? Like, just generally, this movie, like, if you're expecting some masterpiece, I'm sorry, this might not be the one for you. It's like, as much as people probably gonna say horrible stuff about this movie, I enjoyed it. Like, it's something I would put on in the background and just laugh. It's a good time. I mean, apart from Venom's death, but that's a
Yeah.
different thing. But yeah, it's just such an easy watch, and it's just nice getting to see those two characters again. Like I absolutely love their relationship, and just getting to see how far they've come from. I was going to say episode one from the first movie. It's amazing. Like, I love them both together, and it's a shame that you know that this is the end of the trilogy, but who knows what the future holds. And I mean, we'll be talking about that in a bit in the credit scene, but yeah, generally this movie is good. Like I wouldn't say it was bad. I'd say it was on the like just behind Deadpool and Wolverine. Just because
Mm.
Deadpool and Wolverine was just a bit, yeah, it was special that movie. But this movie's special too. But yeah, it's not the greatest thing. I'm still trying to figure out, is it better than the first one? Is it better than the second one? But to be honest, like for me, like all these movies, like I didn't. I like after watching the first one, I watched the second one just to see Venom and Eddie. I watched this one just to see Venom and Eddie. That is it. I didn't watch it to see anything else really. So if that's what you're watching it for, I promise you, you won't be disappointed because their scenes are amazing and there's they're just two great characters. I can't wait to see
Mm.
more of them, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. Everything you just said, I basically agree. So, just like in the non-spoiler, I love seeing more of Eddie and Venom. They're like the best duos in the whole Marvel universe or Sony universe, whatever. But then the Marvel story universe. Yeah, their scenes were great. It's nice how to see how their relationship evolve a bit more in this one. And again, it was just really sad to see like when Eddie and Venom knew like one of them had to die in the end to stop the aliens from attacking them and the others. I thought, oh my God, are they gonna die together? And I was really upset about that. And then when I saw Venom saving Eddie, I was like, oh no. Because we used to know Venom as like someone who just wants to eat people's heads and just do reckless things. But seeing him doing something this like this selfless and this this erotic moment, just incredible. It was a great scene. It was so emotional, but it was great. And the ending was pretty sad. Like when Eddie got to New York and he's finally get to the place where Venom always wanted to see, and just seeing those flashbacks, which it just it gives me flashbacks as well to all to the previous films. It was just so crazy, but it was so emotional as well. I was I was slightly let down by the ending because I always thought I don't know I because I didn't want Venom to die, but we all knew though it wasn't going to be a happy ending. But I always thought in the future like they could still be around to like meet other Marvel characters or possibly Spider-Man's, but yeah. But the pacing was still good as well. I like the beginning scene of the film, like where they were fighting in Mexico. I think that was pretty cool. And then yeah, the visual effects were great. The action scenes were brilliant. The soundtrack was amazing, especially the horse scene when they played "Don't Stop Me Now." It was just a perfect song. It was great. Um, I really like this film, but I knew there were a couple of errors that like really got to me. Like I feel like there was a lot lack of goal in the film. I know Eddie and Venom were on the run from the aliens and from Knull, but I feel like I'd rather have them on a mission to stop the invasion that they know is coming instead of avoiding the situation. Like I know it's like they're not really heroes. Like no one will call them say, "Can you do this for us for this mission?" I just feel like this would be like a personal mission for them. I think would be better. No, he was a key villain that we all were intrigued from the trailers. And seeing him with a lack of scenes, I'm like, where is he all this time? He's just like Emily said, he's just faded in the background. It was bad. And I wish he was in the part of the final battle, like maybe Venom and all the symbiotes against him and the aliens. And I'd rather have that. That would be so much better. Well, we did learn a bit about Gnome and the symbiotes, like how they were made and why they're trapped in. I feel like I'd rather know a bit more about who they are, like about the planet, of the origins, much more. The supporting characters, Teddy, Rex, and Christmas Girl, yeah, they were quite good. Yeah, I like Rex. He was a good character. Like we heard from like the actor himself at the premiere. Like he can be very emotional about when his other soldiers got killed or attacked, and that's so human of him. And when it came to the Doctor Teddy, I don't know. She had like such a weird background, or is it just me? Like she said she got struck by lightning, and then she's alive, but her brother died, and which is why she kind of lures in the purple lightning symbiote thing. Like I feel like is that just a coincidence, or is that just a bit too weird? Like I feel like they should explain that a bit more. And to be honest, I thought she was going to be the villain of the film because she said she's got like a like close thing with the symbiotes or like a deep interest in them, and I feel like she rather prefers saving them than humanity, and I feel like, oh, could this be leading to something? But you know what? I realized after watching three films, I want to learn a bit about Eddie's. backstory as well. Because we've got Venoms in this film, but I don't think we learned a bit more about Eddie. Because I know we learned something about from the second film about his dad or something, I don't know. But I feel like I would have learned a bit more about him, like as a final, like how he changed and how he became to be. One other thing that I thought, after watching this film, and something that came to me, while I know Venom is a powerful symbiote and a creature, I felt like I love learning more about the symbiotes and the species. I feel like I'd rather see like not another symbiote villain because we had that guy from the first film, sorry, I forgot his name, and then we had Carnage. I know we had known and like the aliens, but I feel like I don't know, I'd rather have something like another villain or something non-symbiotic villain just for a bit of change. Maybe that's just me. I just feel like I want something new and not like a simple formula, basic. There were some things that Emily said that I was disappointed not to see was Annie. I was expecting her to come to the end at the end of the film because I was imagining when Eddie lost Venom, she could have come and like comfort him like in that time of need. I thought that'd be really sweet. Another character that I didn't want to see, or maybe just a cameo, or maybe just mention, was Spider-Man. Where was Spider-Man? I know, this is a Venom film. It's about Eddie and Venom. I love that. But just a little mention, I thought would have like spiced out, or like maybe forecast like what's the next story of Venom and Eddie. And it didn't have to be Spider-Man. It could have been Spider-Girl, or maybe one of the Sinister Six characters. Anyone. It was just I just felt like we needed like a little cameo or something just to uh, I don't know. I felt like it needed as a Marvel cameo. That's all I can say. One thing that did kind of puzzle me near the end when we're at that sad moment where Eddie was trying to call out for Venom after he'd passed away, and then we saw this colonel in the hospital. We didn't catch his name, didn't we? Now, for some reason, for me, when I saw him, he's like a military colonel. The first thing that came to my mind is like, is he an Osborn? Maybe? Because like he works in the military, like science or weaponry. He might be like connected. I didn't know. We didn't know his name. I felt like they were leading up with something, but they just left it blank. So I didn't know where they were going for there. But yeah. So
Right, let's talk about the credits then.
yeah.
So for the mid-credits, we see Andy Serkis's Knull on the throne, and he's angry at the destruction of the Codex. He calls himself the King of Black and threatens that the universe will be his. He claims that he will kill your world and everyone will burn. So it gave us this credit scene gave us our first proper look at Knull, like a proper, and he kind of does look like Mobius, which is a bit frightening. But but yeah, it was a shame. Like, yeah, I mean, we talked about Noel already, but yeah, this is pretty much this part and like the beginning part. This is pretty much all you saw of him, to be honest, in the movie. But yeah, I guess what we can say from this is that they're setting up just for him to appear again. Where?
Mm.
I don't know, but they're definitely setting it up. So that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And I guess perhaps this is where Venom will come back because Venom knows now because,
Mm.
So yeah, but there's not much that you can say, about this credit scene. It was a nice one, but
It didn't
it's
give out
just
much.
something for the future.
No, you basically said all of it. There was nothing to say about it. They just didn't really give that much. Like, yeah, it was, like I said, it was great to see the face of the character, but didn't really give much.
Moving on to the post-credit scene then. We see the bartender from earlier on in the movie who was taken by Rex for questioning. He's escaped and he sees Area 51 in the aftermath after what happened. He runs away, and then the camera focuses on a broken symbiote vial which contained Scream, who was bonded with Dr. Teddy Payne, and then we see a cockroach start to crawl inside. So I didn't see it myself, but people are saying the cockroach has the symbiote. He's Venom. So I I didn't see that, but that's what people are saying. I don't know if it's true because I we were sat in such a weird angle, but
Yeah.
yeah, it could have been,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But the thing is, I mean, there could be two ways I find Mike return. One, they did a part of him in like a in a small glass tube, so maybe that way he might return. And a part of him is that was left in the MCU universe in where we saw that in the mid credits of No Way Home. So there could be two ways, and we might see Venom return like attached to the MCU Peter Parker. I'm not sure they're gonna do it Tom Hardy's voice. They might do it Tom Holland's voice, but I'm not. It sounds a bit weird without Tom Hardy's voice voicing him, but we just have to wait and see. So yeah, I mean the credits didn't give out that much, but it could it might um it might predict some theories that Venom will probably return. I'm not sure if they're gonna be a do a full film for that, or they might do like maybe a multiverse film or maybe Sinister Six film. I'm not too sure. What do you think, Emily?
Yeah, definitely some sort of join up. I think they're really adamant that this is the end of the trilogy, which is the same as what they were saying for Guardians of the Galaxy. So it kind of makes me think that they'll either, start a new trilogy and it will be
Mm,
something else, or we will see Venom properly immersed into the Sony Marvel universe. I can't remember what that universe is called. They have a name, but in that universe, I think they're definitely trying to set that up. But yeah, it's very hard to know because everything's felt so separate at the moment, like Morbius and Madam Web. Do we actually want to
yeah.
mention Madam Web? Even Craven the Hunter, like even just from seeing the trailers and stuff, it still feels really separate. So
Yeah, like it's because you say they're all so separate. I mean, what's the point of watching these things? I mean, Venom was funny and great, but the others are just, no offense, a bit meaningless. I know a trilogy is like a good way to end for a franchise, but the more the better, really. So if they are gonna do a fourth Venom, then yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So, guys, that's the end of our spoiler review today of Venom and The Last Dance. We hope you enjoyed it. If you know anyone who hasn't seen the film yet and is interested in watching it, you could tell them about our non-spoiler review, and we hope we can persuade them into maybe watching it or maybe liking it. It's their choice. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Before you leave though, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the film. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Who was your favorite character? What was your favorite scene? And what are your hopes and theories about the future for Venom and Eddie? And again, you can check out non-spoiler review. You can also check out our reviews to the other Marvel stuff. We done Deadpool and the Wolverine, Madam Web. We also done reactions to other films and other shows, debates, games, pranks, so much, guys. Check them out on our channel. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. If you do, we'll follow you back. And you can also check out our website, tells you information about the team and some of the videos we've done in the past. So yeah, thank you so much for watching our review of Venom, the last one of the franchise, maybe. So, yeah, we will see you next time. Bye.
bye.